Hey y'all, I'm Tiana Michelle and welcome back to my channel. I tried a new wash and go combo last week and I have to share it. One of these products I'd used previously, you already know the Big Papa Gel is one of my favorite products. It's my favorite product from the Do. But prior to last week, I've never used their mousse. It's exactly what I need since I'm using mousse instead of water and I'm kind of treating the mousse as my base product. I don't have products dripping down my back. Y'all know I hate that feeling. And also my hair has zero crunch. I wore that wash and go for 9 days. Lately, 9 days has been the magic number for how long I wear my styles. Unlike the anti-humidity gel that I tried from them the other week, there was no flaking. I just apply the mousse all over my hair and I'm taking my detangling brush. It already starts to curl up and do its own thing. I know I could use this mousse alone with no issue, but this combo though. And here I go into smaller sections. A bit of the gel and just apply it right over that mousse. I like the Big Papa Gel with the mousse because it elongates my curls. And then I just start separating. Super easy. Boom, boom, boom. That's how it looks. I was gone for almost half the week because my sister had her senior night for track, but my other sister also had a surgery scheduled that could not be changed. And you know, it's impossible to be at two places at once. I went home to be with my sister while our baby sister had her senior night and my mom could be there and everything. I had this conversation with my mom and I was talking about like how I want to share my story more on my channel because I feel like I have a unique perspective, a unique upbringing, and a unique story that could really be helpful to a lot of people. But I want to be really careful about how I share. There is such a fine line between sharing with intention and sharing to be helpful and just oversharing. And I have my therapist for that. I want to tell my experiences from my perspective without telling other people's stories for them because that's their business. And I think that's where sharing things online gets a little bit dicey. So I'm still on the fence about if I ever will, but I will say seeing my youngest sister in her upbringing and how different her upbringing was compared to ours, it makes me really happy. Like, it makes me so freaking happy. I feel like the experiences she gets to have are the experiences that every child deserves. We all got an amazing parent, but in completely different decades and a completely different tax bracket. I just finished one section. I'm tying this into how it relates to me. I don't know if I have young girls, teenagers, girls in their early 20s watching this video. I've learned from things that I've seen in my life early on, you don't have to experience a lesson yourself to learn from it. There's so many things that you can't control, but you know that you can also look at things and be like, okay, I saw my uncle doing this and I see what's come of that decision. I don't gotta make that decision. It's that kind of thing. For example, my mom was 19 when she had me. She's still an adult, but she was a young adult. Not only did she share with me the effects that that had on the trajectory of her life, not saying that it ruined her life, but life is definitely different when you have children. I also had to live through that. Being raised by a young single parent and not having the resource and the access that you see around you and you see for other people made me go, you know, I still have a really great life. And I am very grateful. But when I am of age, I can make different decisions for myself. What other people do with their life, it doesn't matter to me. Honestly, everyone has free will and agency over their lives. But I knew I did not want to have children before my frontal lobe was developed. And I really appreciate being guided by a parent who encouraged that. People used to ask me all the time when I plan on having children. I don't get that question as much anymore, which I'm glad because you're not just raising a baby. Yeah, babies are cute, but we only spend a very, very small portion of our lives as babies, as children. You're raising someone who's going to become a full functioning adult and who's going to have to participate in society and who's going to have all of these responsibilities themselves. And watching my sister makes me even more affirmed in my decision to not rush into having kids. I've experienced what it's like to literally grow up with your parent and lack the resources that are above the basic necessities, not because your parent didn't want to do it, because they literally couldn't afford to do it. Seeing what it's like when they do have those tools and how that affects their child's upbringing and the things that they get to experience. As much as I wish money wasn't that big of a deal, money is important and things just keep getting more and more expensive. Oh my God. Looking back on my 20s, I fully enjoyed them and being able to focus on myself. If you can, I don't think that's something to rush out of or take for granted. There are already enough responsibilities being an adult as is, okay? Because you mean to tell me I have to pay bills every single month to keep a roof over my head, have access to clean water, have enough money left over to save for retirement and purchasing a home, and also figuring out every single meal you're going to eat. You gotta be active, you gotta get enough rest. The list goes on and on, it never stops. I still can't wrap my head around how people are able to do all of that, do it well, on top of having kids. And that's why as an adult, regardless of the responsibilities you have, it is so important to have hobbies, nothing work related, an actual leisure activity that you get to enjoy just for yourself or with groups of people. First side is done. Once I do the first side, I just zoom through. This is gonna be quick. And it's early in the day. I can let my hair set a little bit before I sit under the dryer. So I don't have to worry about my hair expanding too much. Back to the whole hobbies thing. Take my hair, for instance. This started out as a hobby, sharing hair tips and sharing hairstyles. That was just something that I was doing for fun before it became a large part of my job. And that stopped being a hobby, which meant that I had to find me some other hobbies quick. Something that I can do and enjoy and it fully belongs to me and it's not tied to work. And that's why my vlog styles are the way that they are, y'all. Some stuff I don't show on camera because I would like certain things to belong to me, such as spending time with my friends, family events, my husband. If he's not somewhere off in the house doing his own thing, I film when he's at work intentionally. I ain't gonna lie, because I like my time with my people to be my time with my people. I don't want to film it. I don't want to do none of that. And plus my content has and always has been very me focused. I'm not talking about my hair. I'm talking about an outfit, something to do with decor, beauty, makeup, etc. And I don't care how big or small the audience, I think that's still important if that's something that you want to do. And I cherish y'all so much. You guys are so respectful of the way that I film and what I choose to share and the intentionality of why I don't share certain things. And you're still here for it all, the yapping about random things, trying new product combos. At some point, y'all, my camera is gonna die. Oh yeah, this has all been finalized and everything, so I can share this with y'all, but I am moving soon, which I'm very excited about. Living in this house for the past year has been an amazing experience, something that I've never experienced before. When I moved, I did not want to jump right into owning a home because I wanted to get used to the area and figure out which area would be perfect for me. Because you know, there's Atlanta and then there's Metro Atlanta. I did not want to jump straight into anything. Ever since I was a kid, I've always wanted to purchase a townhome, live in it for a while, sell it, and then move into a bigger space. Being here gave me so many ideas and inspo of how I want my forever home to look. And it also made me become very serious about wanting to save more to reach that goal. So we are downsizing. I'm excited to be downsizing because although living here gave me so much inspo on what I would want in my forever home, what I wouldn't want, and if I actually even want to live in a townhome now that I am in one. I did not get to fill up this space with furniture like I wanted to because it was just too much space for me. And because it's so much space, I feel like we are always cleaning. No, we are always cleaning. So I am honestly excited to be downsizing into a more cozy space, and I'm gonna take advantage of that. I'm excited to be in a space that gets tons more direct sunlight because I love the sun, y'all. It just boosts my mood. I get natural light here, but the space is so big that it doesn't spread throughout the house all the way. A lot of parts of the house are very dark, like really dark. Also, I'll be in more proximity to a lot of the hobbies that I enjoyed doing that I've kind of slacked off on. Like, I had to let go of Legree and Pilates because driving there it just take entirely too long. And now those are things that I'll be able to do again. When I lived in Jacksonville, everything was pretty spread out, although it's not as developed as Atlanta. Size-wise, Jacksonville is huge. I was still in a decent commute to my Legree studio and my Pilates studios. Here, those places are only in certain parts of Atlanta. I didn't want to make that drive. I've been going back and forth on whether or not I want to get rid of some furniture pieces and get new ones, like my couch. I've had my couch for over 5 years, and nothing's wrong with it, but it's just very, very big. And I don't know how it's gonna fit in the new space. Mind you, we aren't moving tomorrow. It's not around the corner, but it is coming up. I still have time to decide if I wanna keep the couch or if I wanna get a new one. I want some decor that represents my style a little bit more, kind of over the grayish beige couch. I want rich colors. And the way that I'd wanna do it, I think I would actually want to purchase my furniture before moving to my new place rather than waiting until we get in. Because I know how I am. If I really want a couch, I want to go ahead and make that decision now and already have it. And then I can start adding in rugs and all of those accent pieces. It's gonna be a mood. I really look forward to sharing that with y'all. Last year when we moved, it was quick and in a hurry and we didn't have a lot of time. I didn't do a moving series. I didn't share any details really. I just popped up in a new place. This time around, I at least wanna share the decor and share ideas on how to add storage when you're in a smaller space. So y'all I keep dropping globs of gel on my chest. Keep an eye out for that because it is coming. Now, apartment hunting in Atlanta was nothing like I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be la. Everything's rainbows, and when I walk into the unit, I'm gonna go, this is it. And no, it was always something. I love the apartment that we selected. I saw very quickly that in Atlanta in general with apartments, there's always gonna be something. It's gonna be something that you're gonna have to accept, whether it's terrible parking, noise, location. Most of the places I went to, it was always something that I was like, okay, this is kind of a deal breaker. There's a lot of convenience with apartments, but I've had some nightmare situations in the past with apartment living. So I already knew going in what would be an absolute no for me. And it's also why I'm downsizing, so that I could go ahead and take them steps to having my own home. I finished just in time because this camera is about to die. Now that I've had the DJI for a while, I like vlogging with it, but as far as videos like this go, I prefer using my Canon. The quality is just so much better. The lens on my Canon is super loud, and I knew that I wanted to be able to just talk in this video rather than doing a voiceover, so that wasn't an option. I'm big on cameras and quality and all of that, and I know eventually I'm going to have to invest in a midpoint camera between my big body and the DJI. The quality is good, but just me personally for this style of video, it's not my favorite. This is tech stuff that you're probably not interested in, and that's fair, but I'm looking at it now because I film in D-Log. D-Log is basically when you film flat, so everything looks super washed out, and then you go back and post when editing to bring life and dimension and depth back into your picture. Now that I've been working with the camera for a while, I love it for its portability and it's really convenient, but I do have to do a lot of work with the color grading, and that just comes with it. It's great for people who just need something on the go. See, as it's starting to set, you probably don't notice, I don't like entirely how that's looking. It's gonna dry too much in my face, taking a little bit more of the foam. I'm gonna redo the front section a little bit so that it's kind of going back and not down. Yeah, I just want it to go back a little bit. Sometimes I do go back and redo this section here just so that it's not a harsh part in the back. You may still see a little bit of a zigzag, but the back of my head ain't my business. That's how it's looking right now. And now we just wait for it to dry. With washing goes in the past, I'd come to accept that I would have to have a little bit of crunch or a lot of crunch with my gels in order to keep my hair from expanding, frizzing, poofing, and overall just lasting longer. With this gel, there is no crunch. And because there's no crunch and it's so touchably soft, I want to keep running my fingers through my hair, but I'm not going to. Just know if you could touch my hair right now, you would feel how soft it is. And to still have this definition, 10s across the board. When you get your hair cut blunt, straight, it won't look that way curly. I don't only wear my hair in wash and go, so it's not really a problem to me, but there are some pieces that are kind of hanging down back there. When I stretch my hair, I'll be able to shape it out to how I want it to be and everything. And when wearing wash and goes, I don't stop here, but I'm stopping here today. So if you want to see how I set my curls, stretch them out, shape them, and do my edges and all that, it will be in next week's vlog. You can catch it there. If you've been looking for a wash and go combo, not only to try, but to realistically incorporate in your hair care routine, if you haven't already, try that combo. But I'm gonna wrap up the video here. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hype it up, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you next week. Bye.